guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are finally doing some field work. We're going fert spreading. So first job is to get the fert spreader hooked onto the tractor, and then we're going to be taking this, which is single top, up to our winter barley crop on some of our off ground and spreading it. So I'm going to hook this up a minute. And there, it's as easy as that. Link arms, top link, power shaft, 2 electric cables. No more else required. I need to make sure the spreading vanes are the right ones. So we need E2s, they say E6. So I'll have to change those a minute, which are in the workshop. But it's just a case of slacking those 2 little bolts. So that is no trouble at all. Then we can load it up and go and have a play with it. Vanes are held in, these things, just by 2 little bolts underneath. They're on locking nuts, so they don't take out hardly anything to undo. Try and do it all one-handed. You just slacken them off like that, and then slide them along, slide them back. They lift out like so. Stick the others in. Hole there and there. Put them in setting number 2. Setting number 2. I'll put these away a minute. Right, we're getting there, so I'm going to drop the front link arms down so we can put the block on and pick the block up. Right, we've got the weight block on the front now. Can't quite see it from there. We've also got Gus making his tractor return. Hey Gus. Just likes looking out the window. It's all loaded on the screen with the settings of the spreader. I've got to do a couple of things for when we start spreading. But the spreader should also be here somewhere. There it is, good. I just need to put it down, pull the cover off and load it up. So before we fill it up a minute, we're just going to put in some of the settings here we need. So quantity, we're spreading at 275 kilos a hectare. I've got the chart up on my phone here, which you won't quite be able to see, but we're spreading a single top. The calibration number I need is 26.2, which is that one. 26.2. So that's ready. Working with 24. So that is all good. I think we press home. Go to our working man. 24 meters. 275 hectare standard weight. Yep. All good. So now what I just need to do is we'll run through the water settings when we get up there. I need to go and put some stuff in the spreader. This is a bit of a two-handed job. We've got to push that in and pull that handle at the same time. There we are. We'll put the step down so we can have a two-handed job. Just make sure it is empty. I know it is, because I haven't used it yet. Empty, it's all closed up. So that's good. Here goes nothing. Right, there it is, 3 bags. That's all we need for this little trip. It is so much safer and easier using that bag handler and having steps on the machine to get up there and cut the bags. Obviously before we were using pallet forks like a lot of people do. Merlot's still here on demo. Right, so I got my vanes set up properly, hopefully. Do I need to change those other 2 as well? E2, E6. God, good job I checked that. I've got another one to change. Better do that a minute before we go. Fold him up, out the way. It bleeps at you in the cab to let you know that that's down. Pull him over. Yo. Clicked in, nice. Right, Gus, back to the workshop, mate. So Craig, we've got 2 sets of E2 vanes, but that won't be the case. We've just got the right amount of E2 vanes, so I need to put another 2 on. Whoops. Right, we are pretty well there. Just got to adjust my mirror. Just. Right. The only thing to do now is head for the field. Just adjusting my mirror. That is the one gripe I have with John Deere tractors. And as you guys will know, if you're regular watchers of my channel, I've become a very big John Deere fan. The mirrors are absolutely scrap. They are no good. We have ordered some through Southwest Fixings, genuine John Deere ones. We made it up to the first field. This was a bit of an experiment in here. We direct drilled this straight into the oat stubble that was up here last year. You can see it looks a little bit hungry. The rabbits have eaten a bit down the side there. I just got to change a few settings on here. So this is what do you call it? This is telling the John Deere software what we're doing so that it records it properly. I can't see on there what I want. I've used single top before, so it should be on in there. It is single top. Controller rate, yeah. So that's set up. So when we record it, it will be recorded as single top. We've told it that we're in the field that we're in. I don't know why this says mow. It's just the guidance track we're on. But anyway, we don't use the guidance because we're on tram lines, which we'll put in with the sprayer. So hopefully they're all alright. I brought with me this book. So this is for setting up your spreader for what you're using. So if I find somewhere, this is the right graph for single top. So depending on what speed you're doing, tells you the settings here for how much you're spreading. So it tells you here what the vanes need to be in, what size vanes, and then also your standardise weight and all the other gubbins. We're spreading 275 kilos a hectare, so the closest one I can find there is 286, so we're going to be between 10 and 12. We'll be slightly over 12k, if that's right, or we have to drop down to 4.5 on this reading here, but that's only if you've got a manual spreader, because ours is all on Isobus. Works that out for you as you go, so that should all be alright. So we'll throw it to the border. So that's now on border setting. So PTO needs to run at 540. I need to set the spreader to 75 centimeters from the upper link to the top of the crop. So there you are, look, upper link to top of the crop. So we need to go and do that. I think we are all ready to go. Just going to check. I should say on a border setting somewhere that you haven't got to spread at 540 RPM. Yes, I've only got to do 425 RPM on the headland, and then that'll be right. So let's just try the bloody thing. We're set at the right height, so we'll remember that. We'll press lock, and that will set that ready. So 68%. Right, now we want to go to 425. So now, if we press start, we're spreading fertiliser! Oh, it's glorious! Hopefully, when I stop at the end of the run, this will stop. But we'll see. Yes! Oh, don't you just love it when machinery works, technology works. We're not in four-wheel drive, that's another thing to note. Now this field is double tram line because I put tram lines in spraying it, and Tom also put tram lines in drilling it, and we worked off a different hedge. There was a lack of communication between us, but the headland was obviously the same. And then I'll go up and down his because he's used his wheeler allocators, so there's nothing growing where he's tramlined it. believe that is this field done. If I zoom out enough on my map. Yep. So back into the usual routine. Doing paperwork. We have ordered tablets with all of this on, so once they're here and the SIM cards are on them, I won't have to do any of this malarkey. Right, we are now on our second field. No, we're not, we're on our third field. I did the little one beside the first one whilst I was there. This field we're in now was ploughed and drilled onto the ploughing. There's a lot more of the crop here showing, but again it is looking quite yellow and hungry. So hopefully we're doing a good job putting this on. Just getting to grips a bit with the spreader still. All the little quirks and how it works. But it does seem to be going alright, so that's good. As I say, it's fully automated so that everything works off your GPS, so overlapping and everything, and rate control. So it's a good job for all that malarkey. Look at this. I don't fancy going in there. Not today. Do not want to get stuck. So I'll go back up and come down the tram line as far as I can. I'll do the top half of the field first, and then I'll come down as far as I can each way and just drive around it, I think. There's a tram line right beside me here, I can sneak up. Right, so we just finished. I just let the dog out for a quick run. This is the field that was ploughed and drilled. A really nice crop of stuff here, good crop of barley. Yes! So we're just finishing here. I'm just going to go next door again, which is the first field I did, and put on another 100 kilos because I did it. It ended up putting it on light because I had the settings wrong, which first time out with the new machine, you've got to expect that, haven't you? But you can see the difference probably immediately. This is direct drilled in just to sprayed off oat stubble, and it hasn't got going the same as next door. So we'll give it, like I say, we'll put another 100 kilos on just because I was light anyway, and it might need it. So that is what I'll do now, and then we'll head back, wash the machine off because I suspect it'll be too wet to travel at home on the oats, and oil it all up. And then if I get a chance this afternoon, we'll go for a walk around the oats just to see what they're looking like. But that is where we are at the moment. Some behind the scenes stuff there, getting a thumbnail. Could do one of these. Now we'll get this. We have a look in the back of our spreader. Pretty much all gone, there's a tiny bit that side. So that's good. Popped up the other side of the hedge there in the other field, like I said, which run the spreader out as well, so that's 2 jobs done with 1 stone. So it looks alright. Hopefully it'll green up a bit now with all that on it. I did avoid that wet spot, so hopefully that will dry up in time for spraying, because that'll be another job before long. Yeah, you can't see it, but by that shed down there, just behind, some of our cows are out. John's up here unloading cattle. I'm happy with how it went for the first time. Now I know roughly how the screen works and the settings I need to use. It's always the first time, isn't it? It's a bit of a worry, but I think we're there. We'll head home and get it cleaned up. Right, we're back home. I'm going to leave that one dirty just because I'm going to go on with it tomorrow, hopefully. Get some of the silage ground done. So there's no point washing it and oiling it for just to use it again tomorrow. What I'm going to do is go and feed my calves. Look at the size of that grab on that Merlot. Enormous. I can't be bothered to change. I was about to say I can't be bothered to change it over to the bucket, but the bucket's in the way, so I'm going to have to change it to the bucket. At least you haven't got to release any pressure. You can just twist these fittings off. One, two. Click him in, twist him on. That is all now ready. Put the bucket on. Whew. I do like this cab. I like it a lot. Just need a little metal something, just a little bit of metal just there. Be fabulous from a YouTubing point of view. Now we're obviously not thinking about changing our handler anytime soon because it's only just 2 years old, the one we got now, the Manitou. Just tried to lift the load up then, of course it won't unless my palms on it properly. But it's nice to demo things like this because when it comes to changing it next time, you've had a go on one and you know what it's going to be like, and you don't mind getting a price because you know what you're going to get for your money. So I'm not sure Merlot were in the running when the Manitou was bought. I don't think they were able to get a price for one, and I think this is why Craig from Southwest Handling is quite keen to sort of get demos out there so people will come to him for a price. So well worth it, I reckon. I do, however, still have to use this one to push the food in because we haven't got any pallet forks that'll fit the Merlot. Good old Manitou. Still a very nice machine, nothing wrong with it at all. I very much like this palm joystick. That is probably the best feature of this thing, where that sits on your hand. I nearly left you guys behind. I was on my way home, had to come back and get you. I left the camera stuck on the top of the tanker there because we were doing a bit of work to that. But it is home time. So thank you for watching today's video. I messed up a bit, I didn't bring my drone for the first outing of the new spreader, but got a fair bit of spreading to do now going forward, so I will get the drone charged up and all the software up to date because I'm sure that will need doing, and we'll get it in the next one. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, that all helps me loads. Yeah, I know I haven't got my seatbelt on. If you want to follow us anywhere else, all the links to the socials will be on the bottom of the screen now, also in the description below. Give me any comments you guys have, I'll try and respond to them. I normally get back to everyone. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Cheerio.